Hey guys, HellsF1rst here. Today we're going to talk about some more Corepunk. It's going to be about the hero, the Bomber, which I think is going to be one of the best heroes to play in the game. And I, for one, can't wait. So without further ado, let's see what this thing can do. So the Bomber can go three different paths. First being the Blast Medic. And the Blast Medic is a ranged support hero who uses grenade launchers and can wield various explosives like hand grenades or bombs. These heroes heal allies, buff them, and use crowd control against enemies. They can create illusions to trick their enemies. And their first ability, the Q, the Blast Medic throws a bomb, which deals magic damage to enemies and heals allies. The bomb ricochets off the target 2 times. With every ricochet, the damage dealt to the enemy increases. The healing effect to allies decreases. The Blast Medic will need some time to use the ability. It can be cast while the Blast Medic is moving. Okay, so that's the Q. The W is the Blast Medic throws a bomb to a target area. Enemies take physical damage and are blinded. The Blast Medic and allies who are in the range of the explosion are buffed and take reduced incoming damage, which is pretty awesome. The Blast Medic for the E creates their duplicate and sends it to a target direction. When the ability is recast on the duplicate, the Blast Medic swaps places with the duplicate. Passing through enemies, the Blast Medic deals magic damage and regenerates health of all allies they pass through. If there are enemies or allies between the Blast Medic and the duplicate while the Blast Medic is teleporting, enemies are additionally stunned and allies gain bonus movement speed. This right here is going to be an incredible ability, both PvP and PvE. It's going to be incredible. Now the Blast Medic sends a drone to a target hero. The drone is active for 7 seconds. If a target is an ally, they are buffed with periodic healing. A target gains bonus movement speed, and all movement speed reduction effects are removed. If a target is the Blast Medic, they will be shielded. While the Blast Medic is shielded, their basic attacks will slow a target. If a target is an enemy, they will be debuffed, taking additional magic damage alongside the damage dealt by basic attacks. While the effect lasts, a target takes 10% more damage. In their special ability, the Blast Medic gets 3 different passive effects, which replace each other every 5 seconds. At any moment, the special ability can be activated, and the current passive effect is empowered and prolonged for 10 seconds. Types of empowerment would be, number 1, outcoming healing increased by 10% and by 20% when empowered. Number 2, attack speed increased by 10% and then by 20% when empowered. And number 3, basic attacks deal damage to the area. Additional physical damage is dealt for every basic attack when empowered. So that's the Blast Medic, and they seem amazing. Then we're going to move on to the second path, which is the Grenedier. Grenadiers are ranged heroes who use a plasma gun, bombs, and grenades to deal massive explosive damage. Thanks to the R ability, they can instantly reset the cooldown on all their abilities. They can also assist allies, dragging them back to help avoid attacks or knocking enemies back. So their Q ability, the Grenadier deals magic damage and knocks back an enemy. When the ability is applied to an ally, they are dragged back to the Grenadier and gain increased movement speed for 3 seconds. It's pretty sweet. The Grenadier throws a grenade at a target enemy. It sticks to a target and explodes with 2-second delay, dealing magic damage. Enemies caught in the blast range take 50% of the damage dealt to a primary target and are slowed. The grenade can be attached to an ally. After explosion, all allies caught in the blast range gain bonus attack speed and bonus ability haste. Ability haste is just awesome. I can't wait to play with that. It's going to be incredible. The Grenadier throws a bomb in a target area. Enemies struck by the explosion take magic damage. If this ability hits at least one enemy, the Grenadier gets 1 charge of increased spell power for 10 seconds. The amount of the charge increased by 1, and the time of the buff refreshes if an enemy is hit again. The maximum amount of empowered charges is 5. These guys are just powerhouses. And then the R, as stated earlier, the Grenadier instantly resets cooldown on all their abilities. And their special ability is each Grenedier ability leaves explosion charges on an enemy, which lasts 5 seconds and stacks up to 6 times. When the Grenadier uses the special ability, the charges detonate, triggering an explosion and dealing magic damage. This is going to be huge for PvP as well, especially if it's in a group with someone who can actually keep them alive. Then you've got my favorite, the Infiltrator. Infiltrators are melee assassins who deal massive damage in a short amount of time. Infiltrators use double daggers and mines. They can become invisible to foes for some time, easily finish off enemies with low health. So their Q is, activating this ability, the Infiltrator becomes invisible for 7 seconds and gains bonus movement speed. The next basic attack is empowered, dealing additional physical damage and silencing an enemy. Awesome for PvP and PvE. The W. The Infiltrator throws a mine in at a target location. The mine instantly detonates if an enemy is standing in the place of it when it's landing, or if they pass by within 3 meters range from the mine, it explodes then. Enemies caught in the blast range are also stunned for 2 seconds. The mine activates with a 1-second delay upon landing and becomes invisible for the next 50 seconds. When the mine detonation, it deals magic damage in 2 meters range and slows all enemies damaged by this ability. Only one mine can be active at a time. That's going to be great for setting up traps. The Infiltrator, for his E, throws a satchel of grenades in a target location. All enemies in the area of effect take magic damage. The zone created after the explosion slows enemies by 30%. They're literally not going to be able to move in PvP. They're just going to be slow, and you're going to stealth up and come in and smack them. But you're going to finish them off with the R, okay? The Infiltrator jumps to a target area and deals physical damage to all enemies in the place of their landing. If a target enemy is another player's hero, and their hero's health is less than 20%, the ability instantly kills them. The ability fully recharges if an enemy was killed. That's just awesome. Then the special ability, dealing critical damage, reduces cooldown of the Infiltrator's ability by 1 second. Attacks and abilities that hit an enemy in their back will increase the chance of dealing critical damage by 50%. So, running a crit build with an Infiltrator will be just insane. You'll have non-stop abilities. So that's the Bomber, and I believe it is going to be one of the most utilized heroes in Corepunk. As always, I'm HellsF1rst, and until next time, ta-ta.